So, good afternoon. Today we are started our next practical lessons and we do the next our task. It is task 4.1. I open the information and we can to discuss it. Okay, it is our courses in Moodle. It is our international logistics systems. Yesterday, I connected here the information about our lection materials. It is lection number 10 was yesterday. And if you open this lecture number 10, you can find the information about lections. It is a part of your manuscript for this subject, and also have recording first part and second part of our lections number 10, which was yesterday. Today it is our practical lessons. At the end we can find it. It is practical lessons number 7 today. So if you do and our task 4.1 today on the paper piece, you can use it and write by pen, for example, yes. And at the end, please do a photo and you can to connect here your answers. And also you can use electronic documents, Microsoft Word, Excel, Notes, everything which you prefer. And also connect here or send me on email, Viber, Telegram, no, any messengers which you also prefer for using. It is also okay. And today we will be do our next practical lessons. Maybe I do it more. And yeah, I think we use such parameters. So please ask me in chat or turn on your microphone and say, can you hear me and can you see our information for practical lessons? You
I
can
hear
write.
you.
Yes, okay.
Can see.
Okay, all is good. So today it is practical lessons number 7, and on the piece of your paper, or for example, in your electronic documents, please write it. It is practical lessons number 7. Write your name and surname and your variant. I think you remember it. The variant is the same that you are in the list of your group. First, second, third, and other. And also the term of our practical lessons today, it is calculation of customs payments during customs clearance of vehicles. Today we talk about this interesting subject, I think, because we can to buy, for example, a car in other countries and tend to arrive each to Ukraine, for example, and how much money we need to pay about this all customs procedures. It is very interesting, and I think we see from different people that it is very a big part of money, so we can to buy cheap a car in other country, for example, yes, but with customs payment, it was a very big part of money on the same cars. So we try to calculate it today and to now in how much money we need for these procedures. Please write on your documents or in your paper the terms of our practical lessons, and the next terms it is our task 4.1, not target. It is I think not very good translation, so it is task 4.1. We also do task 4.2 on the next practical lesson, so we do it one by one. It is about also customs payments, but we have other cargo. So when you write, I discuss with you this information that during customs clearance of vehicle or vehicles, we can use one or many vehicles that were pushed outside Ukraine and approved by resident citizens, the following payment. What is the payment we need to do for these procedures? It is customs duty for the issuance of the certificate for the right to the registration of a vehicle in the bodies of the State Automobile Inspection of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Ukraine. We also need to pay about it. It is also customs duty. It is excise duty only for passenger vehicles, motorcycles, trailers, and semi-trailers with a total weight for more than 3,500. No, maybe it is yeah, not a gram, it is a kilogram and 3.5 tons. Also, cars adapted for trips on snow, for example, special vehicles for transporting golfers and other similar vehicles. So, to some special machines, and it is other procedures that the car for passenger when we use in the city, for example. And also value-added tax, we also need to use it in our calculation as a 20% as an other goods which we can to buy in magazines, for example. We also can the same percent for such category as value-added tax. So I think you already can to write the terms of our lessons and the terms of our task 4.1. I leave it here. Also, if you don't write this period of time, we use today exchange rate on the day of importation of the vehicle. I find this information today, and so we can to use that $1 it is 41.18 hryvnias on this day. Yes, it is exchanging rates, and also we use such parameters as euro, and also need to calculate it in hryvnias for result. So it is the courses today, it is 44.61 hryvnias on this moment. All calculation of customs payment when importing vehicles into the customs territory of Ukraine are carried out in the national currency of Ukraine. So we need to calculate it all in hryvnias in UAH. The basic for calculating excise duty for passengers cars is the engine displacement expressed in cubic centimeters. So it is centimeters in cubed, as well as the number of years in operations. We also use different tables, table 4.1 with the information for our variants and table 4.2 with information for our card by our information from table 4.1. So we do and calculate it today. It is it is an empty list lives here. Okay, table 4.1, it is information about our variants. We can to find here initial data for calculation of customs payment during customs clearance passenger vehicle. Only passenger vehicles which today was calculated. So we can see that we have vehicle brands, for example, Ford, VAZ, Toyota, BMW, Mercedes, and other for different kinds of variants. You can to find which car vehicle brands for your variants today. Also, we have such information, yes, years in operations. For example, for first variants, it is a new car. And for second variants, it is not very new car. Yes, it is 8 years old in operation. So it is a big period for the car. Also, we have such parameters as 5 years, 3 to 1 years, for example, no, and other, and also 9 years. It is no, different parameters for every variant. Also, we have such information as engine type. It is can use diesel or petrol. So it is also different parameters for different variants. Also, engine displacement in centimeter cubed. it is also we used for different types of cars. And to find the information in table 4.2 for our money calculated. And also we have such information, yes, as in fact swarm cost, it is also in thousand. We be careful in future when we calculated it. And this information, it is not a price for the car, but it is a price for the specialists who think about all parameters about the car and write the sums for the, no, maybe for the market position, for example, yes, and other characteristics. So we used also these parameters when we calculated customs payment. Okay, we come back to this table later. Also, we have such parameters that is don't connect it to the main tables. It is cost according to the consultants of the expert. Also, in thousand hryvnias, we also use these parameters when we calculate it later. Table 4.2, it is about data of excise duty rates for passengers cars. It is in euro on centimeter cubed. It is very useful information, and we can to find it when do our calculation formulas. It is about engines, petrol or diesel. We see each information. Also, engine displacement in centimeter cubed. We can to find it in table 4.1. And also we need to know how all the operations we used it now. Sorry. Uh, we need to find this information. It is new car, for example, or it is up to 5 years, and for example, from 5 to 8 years. We also use in some variants 9 years. No, maybe we use this category from 5 to 8 years. But in our list of group, we don't have this variant, so it is not actual for us today. Okay, the next information also useful for our understanding how this process and base it on the need for fair, equivalent, and transparent simple customs valuation of goods under different terms of delivery. An exchange value has been introduced that the customs value, the calculation of which of carrying out taken into account the terms of delivery of goods in accordance with the interpretation of the international commercial terms in Incoterms. We also need to know such parameters as Incoterms when we use different types of transport, and also we can to deliver our car, for example, by sea. And we also need to know some parameters in Incoterms to understanding of process and to calculate it payment. So we also use this information from these parameters. The customs value of freight vehicles, buses, trailers, numbered units, and assemblage is determined on the basis of price documents submitted by the owner or an authorized person, for example, invoices, tours, sales contracts, no, and etc., something other. Also, calculations of authorized expert organization. Also, we need this information also in our table 4.1. What we also used such parameters as a 20% of the amount of the customs value of the car, customs duty, and excise duty. Now you can see our formulas. We also calculated what as formula number 3. And you can see that the adding for all the search parameters, and we use 20% from the source. It is also very important. So we used today 4 formulas and started to calculate it, what we need to do. Today we used one by one these formulas from formula number 1 to formula number 4. It is not characterizations for our previous task, but for this task it is okay. So write please first formula, formula number first, number one. Write it on your list or in your document. First formulas and write D is equal to, and we need such parameters as CV. We can find under our formulas the CV. I opened it and formula when you can to see. CV, it is customs value according to the conclusions of a customs expert. So we can to find our CV in our table 4.1. I also rewrite there. And you can find that it is the last parameters of our table, and it is cost according to the conclusions of the expert. In 1,000 hryvnias, we use this parameter. For example, for first variance we write 53.1 and also multiplied by 1,000 because we need to use in hryvnias, not in 1,000 hryvnias, in hryvnias only. So we need to multiply by 1,000 already. For the variance, sorry, I don't to copy the number of variants, but please you can to calculate it first variance, second, third, fourth, fifth, and other for you. Sorry, I don't rewrite it here. Please find information for your variants, please. And don't forget to multiply by 1,000 these parameters. Okay. And we come back to our formulas number one. We need to multiply it by such parameters as R with index D. What it means? It is duty rate. It is 10% of the customs value. So we need to find 10% from our first parameter CV. So you can write, for example, multiply by. You also rewrite what means CV for your variant. You find it a few minutes ago in our table 4.1 and multiplied these parameters on 0.1. We don't multiply it by 10%. We use already not in percent, we use in these parameters as 0.1. And is equal to, and please multiply it how many hryvnias we need to pay on the duty in our first formulas.
It also should be multiplied by 1,000, right?
Yes, yes, also, yes.
Okay.
I can now write in chat, for example, for first variants. No, I remember this, for example, 53.1. We multiplied by 1,000. Okay. And also all of it we multiplied by the same. Also use the same parameters. I write that everybody can to understand it, right? And multiply by 0.1. And maybe write that it is G, our parameter G. Okay, and we can to multiply it. Yes. Okay, I write it in chat that you can to do it right, please. It is as for example, for first variant, for example. Only example. Okay, calculate it and we do our next second formulas. Mhm. If you have some question about your variant, about your information, please ask me about it in chat or turn on your microphone, please. The result we also have in greenness, and I recommended you to leave two parameters after point. No, it is enough. We don't rewrite all parameters. Okay. And our next formula, it is formula number 2. We can to write that formula number 2 in our list or in our documents. And we need to find such parameters as e.g. It is, we can to write what it means, that e.g. it is excise duty. We find duty, and now we need to find excise duty. It is all customs parameters. So we write ed is equal to, we need to find such parameters as es. What it means, we can to find near the formulas ec, it is engine size. Engine size we can to find in our table 4.1 by our variant. Now I show this table for you. And it is parameters with yellow color. I can to see here. For example, for first variance, it is 1998. For second variance, it is 1500, yes. For third variance, it is 4500. No, and other variants find this information for you. And we use this information in centimeter scope as it right. So we don't need to multiply by something. It is okay, these parameters. Okay, fine for you.
Please repeat.
Yes. Now we do second formulas. I show also second formulas. We need to find EG. EG, it is excise duty, is equal to, we write, and find such parameters as ES. ES, it is engine size in centimeter cubed, and we can find it in table as engine displacement in centimeter cubes, and yellow color I write it here as ES. For example, for first variance, we write after is equal to, we write 1998. For second variance and other, please find your information. It is the fourth line in our table. Okay, find it. So now we need to, for the next parameters, we need to remember or write, I think you can to write somewhere on your list such information, the as engine displacement we find, and right now we need to find for our variants, it is diesel or petrol, it is engine types. Please write on your list for your variants, it is diesel or petrol engine type. Please find this information and write somewhere on your list. Or remember. Okay. Also, we need to find also such information as years in operations for your car. It is the second line in our table. For example, for first variance, it is 0 years in operations. For H variance, it is, for second variance, it is 8 years in operations and other, and also write somewhere on your lists. Or remember. Now we find in the table 4.2 these three parameters about centimeters in cubes, years in operation, and types of diesel, and find the next parameters to our formula number 2. Okay, write somewhere this information. Okay, I think you already can do it. Okay, and come back to our table 4.2. So, type of our engines, petrol or diesel. Please find this information for your variant. You have petrol or diesel engines. Also find what columns is for you is as engine displacement in centimeters cubed. For example, before 1000, from 1001 to 1500, no, and other parameters. In what periods of each for your variance. And also on the line, please find it is new car for your variant, or for example, up to 5 years or from 5 to 8 years. Please find this information and rewrite on your formula number 2 these parameters from this table. These parameters in euro on centimeter in cubed. So we need to write in our formula 2, after first in centimeter cubes, we multiplied by these parameters from this table 4.2.
I'm sorry, can you repeat please what is 1000, 1500?
1000. Oh, so you have 1500 petrol or diesel?
I mean, where did we take this 1500? It's ES?
Yes, yes, it is ES.
Oh.
Yes, it is our engine displacement. Yes. So please find it for your variance. Okay, and write that these parameters is euro divided by centimeters cubed. So we need to use all these parameters in hryvnias. So we need to use, I think you find already, these parameters for you and use our exchange rates. For 1 euros, we have this information that it is 44.61 hryvnias. So we need the result to multiply it also on 44.61 hryvnias on today exchange rates. So if we can to do it, we have the result in hryvnias. So right is equal to and calculated how much money we need to pay on these parameters. Okay, calculate it, please. Maybe I also rewrite in chat these parameters that you can to do all good. So it is also as example for first variance. Okay, multiplied on and multiplied. So we have three parameters in our formula number 2 for calculation, and also the last parameters, it is our course for euro on today. So, and the result was in hryvnias. I also sent in chat as example for first variance, for example. So first parameters, it is in centimeters cubed. Second parameters in euro divided by centimeter cubes. And the last parameters, it is how many hryvnias cost 1 euro. Okay. Calculate it, please, for your variance. I show our second formulas for you that you can to see what we find. We find IG, exercise duty. Okay. On this moment, we have enough time to do the two next formulas. So we need to do a coffee break or tea break, which you prefer, on 10 minutes. So maybe I stopped our demonstration now and stopped our recording.